So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of being a YouTuber, but also we have to talk about working professionals and having a YouTube channel on the side, even if you're just a hobbyist YouTuber. This all applies to you. And this video isn't full of just pros. There are a few cons that we really have to talk about. It's pretty important. So let's get it. What's going on, my friends? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. If you aren't in my channel, please consider subscribing. So we have to talk about being a YouTuber, or at least having a YouTube channel and a presence on YouTube. Now, it's not all butterflies, rainbows, and unicorns. It's not, incredible all the time. There are a lot of cons, but overall, when you look at the big picture, it is so many more benefits that outweighs the cons. And having a YouTube channel actually helps connect you to other people around the world that are interested in a very similar topic to you. Like we're all interested in filmmaking, photography, and camera gear in general. And there are obviously other niches out there like finance people or car people, home people, baby people. There's so many different niches on YouTube that you can actually connect with that are literally on the other side of the world. And social media platforms are a massive communication tool that almost everyone uses. And that brings me to my points. Let's say, for instance, I post something on my community page and say, hey, I'm going to be in Sydney this coming weekend. Does anyone want to catch up? And then I could literally meet someone that I've never ever met before. And we could have an amazing time shooting a whole bunch of cool content, hanging out, talking about camera gear, whatever. That is an incredible thing about YouTube that you can't really get in any other field, because you are literally connecting directly to your audience. And this could actually happen with any size channel as well, not just the bigger channels, not just the medium channels, but smaller channels can connect with each other and, do meetups and whatnot. It's pretty incredible. And now, in saying that, I have to talk about another pro, and that is actually connecting with brands. Now, working with brands is a pretty touchy subject at the moment, especially when it came to that whole Lumix thing, flying people to Japan, and I didn't get flown to Japan. No, apparently Lumix don't look at my channel. I guess mainly because I have a whole bunch of Sony content. I don't know. I'm not specifically shooting on Sony. I still have my Red Komodo X, so if Lumix want to send me to Japan, I mean... But in all seriousness, I am actually hosting an event with ASUS and NVIDIA in Sydney this afternoon. So, well, it's not this afternoon. I'll fly this afternoon. It's actually tomorrow night. And that's going to be incredible. And I wouldn't have that kind of opportunity if I didn't have YouTube. But this is also supplemented with Instagram as well. But ASUS and NVIDIA are a company that I really believe in, mainly for the fact that my whole PC is ASUS, and that's how I'm able to edit videos. That's how I'm able to do a whole bunch of, content with streamless effort, which is amazing. And if I was a gamer, that would be awesome to game on, but I don't game. Maybe I should get into gaming. But already I've got a whole bunch of positive things to say about it. I mean, what are the negative things? Well, comments and people getting nasty at other people on YouTube, which is pretty insane. This whole Lumix debacle, this whole reviewer thing going on at the moment is doing my head in. It's crazy. It's so toxic. People just need to settle down and just chill out. YouTube is a platform that we all have our own unique voice, and everyone's voice is valid. Obviously, if it is, valid and they are speaking objectively. I mean, there are a lot of things that are subjective, and, everyone's opinions may differ. Not everyone will think exactly the same, and we all know that. But sometimes the comments get, pretty deterring, especially if you are brand new and someone is really smashing into your content and commenting negative stuff. Like, that can really bring you down. And mental health, like, you're not doing this for massive monetary value. You're actually doing it for fun, and you've got someone there that's literally bringing you down, a keyboard warrior. It can really make you feel like crap. But this is where you actually just have to ignore them, delete the comments, and move on. But if it is constructive criticism, that's a whole different story. Definitely take it on and try and fix your content, whatever that constructive criticism was about. And I know I could probably do a full video on just the negative comments, but also industry professionals, calling out YouTubers, but they're also on YouTube as well, which is kind of weird. It doesn't really make sense, but I want to be as positive as possible in this and talk about the other stuff that's, a con of being on YouTube. let's talk about something positive. But on that note, I do actually need to go for a drive. I'm going to be meeting a client and talk about what they actually have. Let's just go. We got to go. Now, in my particular situation, having a YouTube channel is really beneficial, especially for you guys as well, is that I am still a working freelancer. Like, I'm currently heading to a job right now where I just need to have a chat to the client, see his particular workspace, and see what we can actually create. You know, I've got to do, this is pretty much pre-production essentially, because I need to work with the client and figure out how I'm actually going to help his business and obviously help, you know, draw in the clients for him. That's what we do as freelancers, that's what we do as creators. We need to obviously help people find out, I guess, what their pain points are and alleviate those pain points. And essentially pain points is getting more clients. How do I help him get more clients? And this kind of works hand in hand because a lot of the products that I get, I'm able to test on some of these particular jobs. And this is fantastic for all of us because I'm learning how these particular tools are working on the job, and then you guys are seeing pretty much my process as well. And obviously hands-on is extremely important, but don't get me wrong, like the technical specifications of cameras and lenses is extremely important as well. So Gerald Undun's videos, I need to understand how much dynamic range I've got to work with, and then I can actually apply that to my particular situation and on the job. And I need to turn left right now. There we go. Almost missed my exit. But like I was saying, it's just these kind of YouTube videos and Gerald Undun's videos, everyone has a voice. Like, take everyone's, I suppose, opinion and just take what you need from it. Apply it to your situation. If you have a very similar situation, then that's fantastic. But one of the cons about that, I guess, comes down to, you know, making YouTube videos like this or making YouTube videos in general and still working as a professional freelancer, you know, as a professional filmmaker. I need time to do my actual job. And this is actually deterring away from my time to do my actual job. Not that YouTube's not an actual job, but my freelance stuff means a lot to me when it comes to financial stability. And look, most people will understand, but they don't really think about it, but we all have lives outside YouTube and work. Like, we have kids, we have families, significant others, we have hobbies, things that we actually like to do. And there's so much time you actually have to invest in creating YouTube videos that sometimes you do have to make some sacrifices somewhere. You know, you may not go to the gym one day because you need to pump out a video, or you may not, you know, catch up with your friends because you need to film something or go to a significant spot that's part of your video or create your video, you know. So these are the things that, you know, really sort of does take a hit. And especially when it comes to mental health, like this could affect a lot of people. So that could actually be a little bit of a negative when it comes to making YouTube content. And now I guess we got to talk about money. And this is the tough thing about YouTube, because for me, when it comes to YouTube, I guess I'm technically full-time, but I still do freelance on the side. So I am getting money through that. But this is where, you know, sponsorships come in handy, but I don't actually run many sponsorships on this channel. I try not to accept it because I want to keep, you know, the sponsors out of it so I can make a clean video for you guys. But this is where you need to make some sort of money, because we can't keep doing this for free with sort of no real benefit. And at the start, that's kind of what it's like, you know, you're doing this for free, you don't really have much, you know, money coming in, you're just doing it for the fun of it. But you don't really want to treat it too much like a business, even though it kind of is a business at the end of the day, because you will be making money. And I guess that's where we got to talk about the money situation. And, you know, we don't want to be doing something for free all the time and not really get anything back. Like, sure, we get some self-satisfaction with creating content, creating really good work and putting it out there. And, you know, people saying that's, you know, that it's helped them. That's awesome. I really love hearing that in the comments that I've actually helped someone. But I do still want to try and make a little bit of money out of this. That's kind of not the sole reason why we get into YouTube, but putting so much effort and so much work into it, you kind of want to get something back. And monetary value means a lot because you are getting paid for your time on YouTube, creating all this free content for other people to watch. And diversifying your income is pretty important. And that's a great thing about YouTube, is that you can have links in the description, you get the Google AdSense, you can obviously affiliate links, and selling courses, selling LUTs, whatever you do, you can diversify your income. And this is where, like, if one income stream sort of slightly dries up, you've got a whole bunch of other incomes that's coming in. So you're not going to, you know, be eating just rice one day. So you've got a whole bunch of different, you know, money coming in. And that's a pretty massive pro when it comes to YouTube. You're not just working one job. And imagine if you get fired from that one job, there's no income. At least with YouTube, you know, like I said, if one income source dries up, you've got a few others to rely on. And now look, one of the major things that a lot of creators talk about is creator burnout. And that is pretty much essentially when you're creating so much, so often, and not having much rest, and you're just feeling like you can't do it anymore. You feel like your fuel tank is low, your energy's low, and you just can't create anymore. Creative burnout is a real thing, and I've been quite close a few times, but I don't know, I just never really fully got into that creative burnout. Not sure if that's just a mindset thing, not sure if that's just, I don't know. But I'm thankful that I haven't been into that real heavy slum, which is great, and it does happen. And it potentially will happen to pretty much every creator, not just on YouTube, but like TikTok and Instagram and whatever content platforms are out there. Creative burnout is real, and it's very difficult to get out of. So you do have to be aware of that if you are currently on YouTube or thinking about getting into YouTube. Now, one of the massive pros that I've found being on YouTube for however many years I've been on here, and that's experience points, literally gaining so much experience creating YouTube videos. It may sound quite silly that making basic YouTube videos like this is actually going to help you, but it is. I've got this light here in a specific situation where this could actually be a very similar situation to how I'm actually going to light an interview scene. You know, I've got a little bit of a backlight here. I've got some background lights, you know, over there. This can actually help you, and it's not just, you know, this shot, but it's actually going out, doing reviews, making some really creative content, and actually learning so much on the job. It's literally like an apprenticeship. You're literally learning on the job so many different techniques and tools that you can actually apply later on to professional work, which is great, and it's kind of irreplaceable. The stuff that I learned at university is great, it has its purpose, but the stuff I do here, it's kind of different, but not, you know, I'm actually paying $30,000 to have a university degree, whereas I could learn all that stuff on YouTube to an extent, not all of it. There's a few things that is quite irreplaceable when it came to university, but you know what I mean. So look, overall, in my personal opinion, YouTube pays off. Eventually YouTube pays off. It pays off in its certain ways. And if you give it 110%, you're going to get 110% back. You're going to get something back out of it, especially if you are continuously learning and making yourself better. You know, this is what's actually going to help you get something in return. And it's, like I said, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's not going to be perfect all the time. It's really difficult, and you can go through creator burnout. But at the end of the day, I absolutely love it, and I do recommend it to pretty much anyone in the creative field to at least have a YouTube channel. Try and get some kind of consistent content and see how it goes. You absolutely never know where it's going to take you. But anyway, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. That would be amazing. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Links will be in the description below if you do want to check out some of my LUTs or links, affiliate links. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it.